keep this short. Number one, it's late and I am completely tired. But let's still stay on the subject of racism and segregation, huh? Let's just be aware that it's still here, unfortunately. Um, Now, tell you that. Why would you bring that up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? Why would you bring that up? Because I see people living together in unity. And then I also see people, let me close this curtain. My cheap little curtain. And I also see people living in unity as one. But the problem is we don't trust each other no more. How humans used to trust each other, we don't have that trust anymore because I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but something has shifted. Now, what shifted to honestly, I don't know. So now, everywhere I go, I want to be the opposite of what the devil would like for me to be seen as. I'm hearing a lot of things about myself, which is positive. Things that I need to fix about myself. Things, just character traits that I didn't know that was there. And even if I did knew that they was there, nobody have never brought it to me. So now that I'm talking more to people and people are responding to me, I'm taking a lot of constructive criticism, and I am, instead of me internalizing them, I'm actually going reading books, especially the Bible, to find out how can I just get by. That's what I'm doing. I get up every day figuring out how to get by. And I'm on my 6th book. It's not easy finding out a lot of things. I found out a lot of things about this place where I'm at that I had no knowledge about. And how do I feel about it? It's scary. It's very scary. What am I going to do with this information? Well, certain people make certain things just to catch certain people, if you know what I mean. Certain products are made just for certain people, certain race, certain skin color. If I may say, if you don't mind me telling the truth about this world. We're all one, unfortunately. I'm you and you're me. You're just the male version of me, and I'm just the female version of you. We all have different characteristics, like mine. I feel like I'm pretty right now. So, what's yours? You know? And it don't take much for me to just be happy with myself. I don't need no affirmation from no man. I used to, but now that I'm getting older, my affirmation comes from God Himself. But God is not real till He does stop saying that word. Well, that's your philosophy, not mine. We're completely even. Correct. Your philosophy differs from mine. So therefore, I don't have to follow your philosophy or the way you see things fit for life. We all are given different brains. My brain is not going to operate under the same operandum of condition as yours because we're all given different DNA, different brains. I am 43 years old and I'm disappointed in the system that I am a part of. I knew nothing about the system. I feel like I've been victimized by the system. But what more can I say other than, okay, now that you feel that way, Talita, what are you going to do about yourself? Um, I'll tell you about that later because the devil just sits around just waiting to hear about my plans. So if I go ahead and say it, then, you know, it's just like how I got suspended from my job for refusing to go to a secondary meeting. We already had a grand day meeting. And the secondary meeting was about my life. I could choose not to have a meeting about myself. Because at the end of the day, what was the other meeting? What was the meeting? What was it going to be about? I asked. And what she said, I'll tell you when I get there. That's not the correct answer, boss. The correct answer is, you know what, Miss Hay? I believe that we're going to be talking about your tardiness or your absences or your vehicle that got defaulted, not because of your fault, but because of the post office fault. Let's have that conversation. Let me know what I'm getting ready to go into, boss. You're my boss. That's what bosses do. They make calls like that. Boss moves. Those are boss moves. When you let your employer know what they're getting ready to face, that's a real boss. But you leading an employee into a wilderness of confusion when you arrange a meeting without he or she knowing what she getting ready to get involved in. What kind of boss are you? You're not the one that's guiding the employees the right way. We're supposed to pass on. What legacy are you going to leave behind, my boss? What did I learn from working under you? Nothing. I learned how to be evil, which I refuse because I am made not to be evil. You see, all those days that you make me work without giving me a break, God saw you. And that should be off my chest. Get that off your chest. Yes, you work a couple of days, almost 6 months without a break. That's me for this company that's advertising. Shame on you. You're advertising a farce. You're advertising a farce. There's nothing fake about me. If anything, I'm 100% moral. And if I work for you, I could be 100% loyal, but you just gotta play your part and I'm gonna play my part. That's how it's gonna work. There's no, I'm gonna submit just because you're giving me money. No. You're gonna share your talent and so am I. And that's how we're gonna cohabitate together, bosses. If you really want to get technical, the days of slavery is over. It's controlling people to work for you because you've given them money. Those days is it's over. I'm sorry. You're trying to hang on to something that is no longer in existence. Or we should no longer allow it to be in existence. You know what I mean? Speaking up for your rights as an employee is sometimes scary and it's sometimes sad. But if you're paving the way for your future and your generation, I mean, you're going to have to speak up. There's nothing else for you to do. What are you going to be quiet about? Be quiet about what? Because the quieter you sit there, the more you suffocating in your stress. I hope you know that. Yeah, period.